Participate in the kickoff of what will be a very exciting race. For those of you who don't know, John is a runner. Not just a weekend jogger, but a marathon runner. To do this, he has to be dedicated. Dedicated to spending extra time preparing for the race. He has to be independent, working alone when others are at rest. And he has to be strong-willed, a requirement for success in any field. It's these same attributes that have earned him the respect of his peers as a prosecuting attorney and the many victims' families he's represented. He is trusted to pursue a case to a just end. This trust and respect have been earned in his 25 years of public service as a prosecutor. John seeks to perform at the highest level. He graduated from Elston Senior High School, where he was a member of the Honor Society and the recipient of the Mirror Award, given annually to the outstanding senior athlete. He earned his undergraduate degree from Indiana University, majoring in forensic studies and English literature. He graduated cum laude and was a member of Phi Beta Kappa. He received his law degree with recognition through the Hale Honors Program from the University of Southern California. John has prosecuted capital and felony cases in Illinois and major felonies here in LaPorte County. His service has reaffirmed his belief that the judicial system must protect women, children, and the elderly of our community who are unable to protect themselves from crimes of violence. In a nation of laws, the prosecutor stands as a model of respect for the law. For this reason, he is vested with the moral and legal authority to exercise the strong arm of the law. Our prosecutor must possess the experience, the values, and the ethics for the job if he is to effectively do that job. John Espar is trusted, proven, and respected. With your help, he will be our next prosecuting attorney. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in greeting our next prosecutor, John Espar.
Thank you, Mayor Oldham. I have to tell you how truly humbling it is to see all of you here, so many of you here. It says something deeply personal to me, and it's something that I will not soon forget. But I think it says more out of our prosecuting attorney, that we have higher expectations of our elected prosecutor, that we have higher standards for our prosecuting attorney. I believe it says that we believe collectively that more could be done and more should be done in our streets, in our parks, in our homes, in our community to make the place we live a safer place. I'm not going to dwell on it, but I do want to share with you some of the reasons I think I possess the qualifications to lead the prosecutor's office to a better place. For the past 25 years, I have served as a deputy prosecutor. First in California, even before I graduated from law school. Then immediately upon graduation as a deputy district attorney. Yola and I soon decided to return to the Midwest, near our families. And for the next 10 years, I worked just across the state line in Illinois as an assistant state's attorney. As you know, then, for the next 15 years, I returned home and have worked here as an assistant, as a deputy prosecuting attorney. That's 25 years of prosecutorial experience. That's my entire professional life, committed to the work of a prosecutor. In those 25 years, as you can imagine, I have tried the full spectrum of cases, from the hand-to-hand street corner drug dealer to the multi-kilogram international drug trafficker, from the street-level gangbanger to two of the leaders of the two largest Chicago street gangs. I've prosecuted everything from rape and molestation to robbery and murder. And before I left the state's attorney's office, more than 15 years ago, I was one of a team that prosecuted the man who abducted, sexually mutilated, and killed 10-year-old Christopher Meyer. And when I stood before the jury and told them that the defendant had only recently been released from prison for the sexual assault and murder of 5-year-old Tara Sue Huffman, the jury soon agreed that there are circumstances when the death penalty is appropriate, and it was appropriate in that case. And don't think for one moment that it can't happen here. It can. It will. The question is, will you have a prosecutor qualified to handle it? I've seen what works in the courtroom, and I've seen what doesn't work in the courtroom. I've seen what works and doesn't work in the policies and in the absence of policies of the elected prosecutor. The absence of policies to lead his less experienced deputies. And I have seen most recently the injustice where vast differences play out between prosecutor and another prosecutor and one courtroom to another. And I've seen the injustice when a young, inexperienced, unguided deputy negotiates a plea bargain in which a serious offense is reduced to a less serious offense, while the victim of another crime sees the prosecutor as an experienced, trial-tested attorney prosecute a similar defendant for the same offense to the fullest extent of the law. The office has the raw talent. What it lacks is the leadership at the top and the good sense to establish the priorities which focus upon the crimes of violence. We all know what should be happening in the prosecutor's office, but in the absence of true leadership and actual trial experience and proper guidance, It won't happen. But aside from my experiences of the past 25 years, there's something not so obvious, something at my very core that makes me passionate about this work. And I think it's my perspective on my cases. I've seen a lot of prosecutors come and go over the years. And as they leave and I ask them, how can you let this go? How can you walk away from this work? And invariably, almost without exception, they tell me, I can't take it anymore. I'm burned out. I can't deal with these dirtbags. I'm tired of the criminal defendant. And therein lies the difference. When I look at a case, I view it from the vantage point of the victim. And so when I see a file, a new file, for the first time of the week or the fifth time of the week, and I see it through the victim's eyes, I see it for the first time every time. It never gets old. You never burn out. The passion for the job, the passion to pursue justice on behalf of a victim burns on. It doesn't die. Over the years, I've seen the carnage of crime. I've heard in the voices of abused and violated women, long after the physical injuries have healed, the depth of the emotional trauma to one raped or the victim of domestic violence. I've seen the crime scenes where our elderly are brutalized for a few bucks or a television set. I've felt the uncontrollable fear in the trembling hand of a child as I walk her in the courtroom to face her abuser and describe the unspeakable crimes committed against her. It moves you. It shapes you. It focuses you on that which matters. It focuses you upon the victim. The prosecutor is the beginning, not the end, of the healing process for victims of violent crimes. When we fail, period. When we fail the victim, we fail, period. The priorities of the prosecuting attorney's office must be on violent crimes, and in particular, the crimes that seek to deprive our women of their dignity, our children of their innocence, and our elderly of their sense of peace and security. All crimes must be prosecuted, but we need to focus upon the crimes we need to focus upon violent crimes and increase the costs to the criminals who commit them. Give me the chance, I'll make it happen. I believe I heard Mayor Oberly say that your prosecutor must possess the values, ethics, and experiences for the job if he's to effectively do the job. And I couldn't agree more. For my ethics and values, I thank my family and faith for my experiences. I thank the past 25 years through which I've had the privilege to serve as a deputy prosecuting attorney. And with your permission and your support, come next election, it would be an honor to serve as your LaPorte County prosecuting attorney.